What's going on, world? Welcome back, or welcome to Thoughts of a Predicate Winner, where the sole purpose of this channel is to react to, review, and break down music that pulls on your heartstrings, makes your soul bleed, makes you feel something, gives you an oomph that you need to make it through. Celebratory moments of the underdog story. You know what I'm saying? So, if y'all are ready to get into this, I'm excited to get into this. Let's start this off by saying this. Johnny Cash is a hero to outlaw culture, music. He is a hero to country music in general. Uh I he's a staple, he's an icon. He's more than music. He's transcended music. He's a style. So, I'm excited to get into this record, man. This one is called Hurt, which he recorded at the tail end of his life. I think it's the last song he ever recorded, which I did not know. And I've heard Hurt, but I've never really taken the time to appreciate it, to really hone in on the lyricism, to hone in on what he's saying. Um, I've never been that big of a fan of a whole lot of anything outside of hip hop and rock, you know? But there's a lot of artists that I like to celebrate Johnny Cash. They they say that like Johnny Cash is the inspiration of me. Like he is the first version of me. So I want to give him his flowers, you know. People like Yellow Wolf that I love. Like I'm a hip hop head, so I love Yellow Wolf and just his style and how he's always taught about how one of his core role models, his core creative influences has always been Johnny Cash. So I want to start today with going on a Johnny Cash journey. And if that sounds like something you'll be into, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe button. Get involved in what we're doing over here, man. I appreciate all the help and all the love I can get. And without further ado, if y'all are ready to get into it, let's do it. This is Johnny Cash Hurt. Let's talk about it.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything.
All right, let's go over this a little bit. I hurt myself today. Obviously, I don't think that he's talking about like harming physically, right? I think what he's saying is to see if I can even still feel like I hurt myself, you know? It's madness. It's madness. It's abuse. And that's what, you know, different types of addictions will give you. It's just like a lifestyle that comes with it. And I mean, as an addict, like I've been off of drugs for 12 years. I used to be on heroin, I used to be on amphetamines, but since I've been removed from that, I have a whole different type of focus point, but I can still remember what it was like to be in that situation thoroughly. And there's nothing pretty about it. But you know what? I got saved by grace through faith. I met Jesus, and through Jesus, through my wife, and through my children, I have found a real sense of purpose in life. But a lot of people, you know, they get over their addictions and they do well for themselves, but they never really find that true sense of purpose. And when you're at the end of your days looking and reflecting, and you know, you can intentionally hurt yourself in order to just see if you could still feel something. You know, if you're at the end of your rope, I can only imagine like this is lonely, this is sad, but at the end of your rope, like just imagine like the loneliness of it and just not having the loved ones, being alone and you know, just I need to feel something, so I just want to hurt myself to feel. And then when he starts talking about the needle and honestly, that needle can look really sexy, man. It can look really sexy, and then you tear that hole and you remember that it's destructive, that destruction begins to take shape. um as just some very deep sentiment, very deep lyrics coming from somebody. Like, I'm keeping in my mind too that this was right before he passed, or this was the last thing that he released before he passed. And I realized that this was a song that was written by Trent. Uh, I can't remember Trent. Something, y'all don't kill me for that. I can't remember, but from what I heard, even he said that Cash's version of it was so good, like it's just his. It's just his because it took its own form, it took its own shape, it became its own entity, not just a little remake of something, right? So this is good, man. This is a good, deep, sad but reflective type of song.
Remember everything.
Yeah, just tear that needle into my skin. I'm trying to figure out a way to forget about all my problems. I'm trying to feel something, but at the end of the day, I still remember everything. I remember why I'm here. I remember why I'm lonely. I remember why I've become so destructive.
What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end.
And even that, right? Like everyone I know goes away in the end. So what's the point? It can make it can leave you feeling like, what is the point? What is the point of me being here? I also just want to talk about his sound, you know? His sound is so unique and it's a force. And I find it quite intriguing, honestly, that he is not the writer of the song because he is delivering the song with so much soul. There's so much soul being delivered through this. And that's the type of music that I love the most because the relatability thread connects. It's in order to sell me the record or to sell y'all the record, to sell the fans the record, it has to be felt. You have to feel it. It's at least how it used to be back in the day. It's not so much anymore. Nowadays, everything is TikTok oriented and it's a microwavable hit. It's in your ear 1 minute, it's out the next. Like nobody really cares about it. It's just about the money. But back then, back in these days, you actually had to sell the record by making people feel the record. And there's so much soul here that honestly, I'm s- eh, he's delivering this as if he is the writer. So I'm going to go off on a limb here and say that he has battled addiction. Whether he was the writer of this or not, the way that he sells this and the way that he is delivering it with so much soul, it honestly does. I'm going to go on a limb. I feel like he was an addict, and I don't know that for sure. So y'all don't kill me for that in the comments if I'm wrong. But I feel the relatability thread super strong as an addict. It's reminiscent almost of like y'all remember with Stained. It's been a while, and like everybody thought that that song was just about a girl like leaving him. You know what I mean? That song, if you're coming from it from the perspective of an addict, that song is about H. So I don't know, man. It's refreshing, even though it's old. It's refreshing to hear something with so much soul being delivered in a way that's just like, let me just tell you guys about where I sit, how I feel, you know? And it's eerie that this was the last thing that he did before he passed away, you know?
And you could have it all. And in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt.
Everyone goes away in the end, and you can have it all. You can have my empire of dirt. Because at the end of my days, what I recognize is that all the things that I thought, all the accolades that I thought I had, all of the goals that I thought I was achieving just ended up being a mountain, a pile of crap, bro. It's a pile of dirt. Mm, man.
I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, man, I'm just gonna make you hurt. I would make you hurt. And that's why I sit in this place of lonesome darkness. And seeing the picture of the lady on the wall, I'm assuming that he had a wife. I don't know if she passed away before this or if she passed away after him. But either way, like talking about leaving a pile of dirt, that cuts, man. That cuts your heart out. I want to leave legacy. I want to leave an imprint on my children. I want to leave my wife. Oh man, I want her to feel fulfilled. And he's seeing this with so much soul. I know he feels it, you know? Sheesh, man.
You stay the hell away from me, you hear?
I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair.
I wear this crown of thorns. I pretend like I'm holier than thou. I pretend like I'm a good person. I pretend like I gave something to society, but I sit in a chair of lies. What am I the king of? I have all of these. Man, I hope that I don't go out this way. I pray I don't go out this way. But it's piercing and relatable nonetheless.
I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else. I am still right here. What have I become?
And in today's world, that almost sounds insulting to them, right? Like you are someone else. I am still right here. The way that I hear that is everyone has grown and surpassed my maturity level, my eligibility to society. Like everyone has surpassed my standing because because of who knows, like pride, ego, lies, surrendering to a life of comfortability and like lying with the devil for all of my accolades here on earth. And now that I'm fixing to depart, I feel unfulfilled.
My sweetest friend, everyone I know goes away in the end.
And that's eerie too, because he's literally about to go sitting there with his wife. It's beautiful that he calls his wife his sweetest friend. I love that he had his wife, right? Like, I love that. So I'm giving this to you like I don't have much to give, but these thoughts. My sweetest friend. Everyone passes, everyone goes at some point in the end.
And you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let
You see, that's what he's saying. Like all of his trophies and all of his accolades, that's just a big pile of dirt to him. That means nothing to him. At the end of time, that means nothing. Guys, we need to take lessons from this because that's the majority of everything that we focus on. all we can focus on in our 20s and our 30s and our 40s, even into our 50s, is like, you know, work, work, work. I'm trying to gain this. I'm trying to get this accolade. We need to focus more and more on family, family, family. Legacy, legacy, legacy. And I'm talking to myself right here, guys. I work 3 jobs if you include YouTube. I am not at home as much as I should be as a father. I do miss out on opportunities to be around my kids. I see my babies during the week. I'm off on Saturdays and Sundays most of the time, but during the week, I only see my kids for maybe 30 minutes before they go to bed. I'll leave the house before anybody normally even wakes up. I get the opportunity to drive my daughter to school 2 days a week in the morning. That is nice to have that little 15-minute ride with her. We jam out, we listen to music. But I'm 35. My goal, but see, there we go, talking about earthly goals again. My goal is by the time I'm 40 to, you know, be more prominent at home, be in their lives more. And I love them and they love me, and there's a healthy respect there. And I'm in the home. I'm married to their mother. I feel like we have a great life, but we chase these things like we want this house, we want this car, and we want this in savings, and we want retirement. We want to retire at a certain age, and you get lost in all of this. Sometimes it begins to become a hamster wheel that you just can't get off of, man. And I don't want to become that.
You down, I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself, I would find a way.
If I could start again a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way. What's the opposite of that? You lost yourself along the way. You lost your way. You lost yourself. And he's saying, despite all of my success, despite all of these accolades that I'm calling dirt in my last days, if I could go back and change, I would change my ways, and I would find my way. I would find the way. A million miles away. I don't want any of this. This oh man, this will cut your heart out, boy. When you look at somebody like Johnny Cash and you think to yourself, like, you're a success of the dream, the American dream, the dream of dreamers, the artistic dream, and that's how he felt. You know what I mean? He's selling it like this is how he feels in his last days. But it does make my heart full of joy and happiness that him and his wife had each other at that point in time, because I feel like if he would have I don't know who went first, but it seems like he went first if he died closely to after this was done. But I do feel like if this is how he feels to a T, which is why he would have chose to record this as he was aging, I feel like he would have been a mess without his wife. I feel like she was kind of what held him together, you know? This was great, man. Super, super, super heartfelt song to really break down and get into the lyrics of. Super iconic man. Like I said at the beginning of the video, he has become a style. Like you hear this, you hear hip hop with these elements of country and these elements of rock and roll, and just knowing the inspiration that's drawn from Johnny Cash is amazing. It's amazing the influence that he had on genres of music that he probably didn't even know would exist. Matter of fact, genreless music. And to close this out in conclusion, it sounds like a confession. It sounds like a confession. It's I've hurt myself, I've hurt others, I've lived with it, and I hurt as I pass. Sounds like a confessional. I admire the honesty. I admire the willingness, man. I admire the willingness to put this out. I admire the willingness to let even your biggest of fans know that a lot of it was a facade. Like, this is real. Like, let me give you the real before I leave. And it's introspective, man. The introspective aspect of this to be such an older song, there's not a whole lot of older music that gets quite that introspective, that full of transparency, that full of emotional transparency. So, uh, I mean, rest in peace to one of the greatest, man. Like Johnny Cash, one of the goats. A lot of you guys probably feel like he is the goat. I recognize the trickle effect and I appreciate it. So I really appreciated going back and listening to this. It's something that I've heard before, not something I've fully like invested in or really concentrated on. So thank you guys for kind of walking with me through this journey and the ups and downs of trying to figure all of this out. But very relatable song in a lot of ways. Very inspiring song where a lot of people probably felt like this was just sad. I also see a sense of inspiration that motivates me to make sure that in my end days, I'm not sitting by a pile of dirt saying, this is what I have for you. I want to give a lot more. And in order to do so, sometimes you got to really focus and hone in on that point. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, even at 35, even at 18, 19, 20, even at whatever age you are, you're not guaranteed to be around tomorrow. Get right with the Lord, get right with Jesus and work your way through life and pray for the best. Expect what you pray for. That's a powerful tool. But don't get so lost in the work of it all, especially as men, that we forget that our riches are already here, you know? My wife and my children is what makes me rich, not my house, my bank account, my savings account, my clothes, you know what I mean? We have to make sure that we hone in and focus in on that, man. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you click like and subscribe on your way out, and I will see you on the next one. If you want me to do more Johnny Cash, I would love to, man. I love this dude. I love this guy. I love what he stands for. Um, I love his voice, man. His it's just powerful. So I'm more than willing to go down a Johnny Cash rabbit hole. Uh, let me know in the comments what you think I should do next. I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much. See you on the next one. All right. Peace.